Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm here for a film to talk about for 31 Days of Horror 2019. And today I'm going to be talking about I Remember You, and or the original title is, I don't know how to pronounce that, Igman Big? Not sure. Literal translation is still the same. I Remember You, and this is was directed by Óskar Thór Axelsson and stars Jóhannes Haukur Jóhannesson, Elma Stefania Agustsdottir, and who else do they have here? August Eve Erlendsdottir. So, oh, might be. No, those are different. Okay, yep, that's and lots of accents. I didn't get all those accents. Oscar has an accent anyway. And this film came out in 2017. It is from Iceland. It is in Icelandic, and it definitely falls under the genre of horror, which I'm really happy about. This definitely gives the vibe of horror, but it also is a drama and a mystery. And I don't know if I would choose that image to represent this film because I was a little like, I don't know, there's a lot of, it's a film that doesn't rely on jump scares and stuff like that, and this sort of gave me a feeling that maybe it did, but I thought there's a really strong story here. But before I get into that, I forgot to say that I gave this one an 8 out of 10 or a 4 out of 5 and a heart. This one got a heart. I enjoyed it, and it felt a bit risky. A lot of times horror film I've never heard before on Netflix, like I just, yeah, you don't know how it's going to pan out, but this one actually I really enjoyed it. It was quite heartfelt. It was pretty dark, and it follows a couple of different storylines, and some of them feel spookier than others, but I definitely would say that this is horror, but it is more drama mystery based, and especially because one of the storylines follows a doctor, a psychologist. I believe a psychologist, could be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, someone in mental health, and whose son went missing several years ago, and he, has such a weight on him about that, and then we also follow some people that are opening. It looks like they bought and are fixing up a cabin on an island that they want to make into like a hotel or an Airbnb or something like that. And so we have like three friends, like a couple, and one of their friends are there working on that, and but have also experienced loss. And so that's definitely a theme through this, which often is a theme through horror, the horror genre, especially the supernatural films and or paranormal films, and so that it gave this film quite a bit of weight to it in terms of the story and the characters, and I really appreciated the like that it gave a good balance between like the sensitivity of that, and also the scary factors that come up in the film. I thought it was a really good combination. We don't always get that. Like as I mentioned, a lot of horror movies have like jump scares and like scary stuff, and there's definitely scary stuff in this one, but there's also stuff that was more thematically scary and heavy, as well as being spooky or horror supernaturally. And so, and then there's also another storyline of a woman who was found with all of these like markings on her, and actually the doctor is brought in to like aid in that investigation. So there's quite a few different storylines. She has markings of like crosses, and so it's there's lots of fairly disturbing stuff in this one, but I felt like it didn't push the line too far. Sometimes when things go really really dark, I find like, oh, like we're getting way uncomfortable here, and it just feels like excessive, and I didn't feel that with this. I felt like it really just it got to the point of intriguing and disturbing, but not like over the top in terms of like too much to see. That everyone's horror and disturbing threshold is different, but I felt like this one, it just sort of felt like it fit the tone of the film and the story and stuff like that, and the mystery elements in it as well. And I thought it was really well acted. I really enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed the stories. I felt for the characters, and I was engaged by the mystery. But I was more invested in the characters than the story, but they were very closely linked, as often is the case, you know, really often is the case. So this one was actually, like, I don't have too much to say about this one. I don't know if it's a film that a lot of people have seen or know about, but I think, you know, because it's very story-based and mystery-based, and it might be a new title for people to check out, that I might leave this one as a short one, as a recommend. I did enjoy it. As I said, I think I already said, you know, watching a horror movie that's on Netflix that you haven't heard anything about and you haven't seen anyone talk about always feels like quite a risk. But I was really happy to see this, and yeah, and so, you know, one more film for 31 Days of Horror. It was awesome to get an Icelandic film in the mix, and yeah, so that's it for I Remember You. It's really hard not to think of the Sarah McLachlan song, but I guess that's I Will Remember. I will remember you. So not that, well, what is it, the tone of the film? I don't know, they could have used it, well, if they got the rights to it, but like, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, I Remember You. Have you seen it? Will you check it out? Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, so that is one more film for 2019's edition of 31 Days of Horror.